fractions. Satanic lyrics. Ooh. This is amazing! Welcome to my channel. My name is Melissa and I am a professional soul singer. Today on Soul Singer Discovers, together we're going to be discovering ahoy hoy all of my favourite dudes. I hope you're all keeping very, very shiny. I want to thank you all to begin with for all of your wonderful comments. A lot of you are giving me comments about the history of the bands, your own personal experiences. Love it, love everything about it. I would, however, like to discuss one thing before I go any further. I realise that a lot of you are fiercely loyal to a lot of these acts that we're talking about. I understand. I personally love Tom Waits with a fiery passion that is borderline unhealthy. But I also understand that when someone critiques Tom Waits or says anything that might be viewed in the negative, I don't in fact lose my shit. Why? Because intelligent people don't need to protect millionaires. I think a lot of people got out their tree a couple of times over the past few videos of just being like, how dare you? I do dare. If you're looking for the reaction videos where people just go, I love this. Oh my God, this is amazing. You're on the wrong channel, okay? There is no do-I agreeability on this channel. Genuinely, I've not seen anything yet that I don't actually like. I have actually been quite positive most of the way through. So to those of you who are giving me lots of comments about history and want to have a discussion about things I might not know about, love it. To those of you who have come on to just be an arsehole, are you a metalhead or are you a crybaby? Today we are going to be listening to and discovering the band Black Sabbath. And the song is War Pigs. Ooh. I don't know much about Black Sabbath. I know Ozzy Osbourne. And mostly I know Ozzy Osbourne is because I watched a programme when I was younger called The Osbournes. I only think there was one season, or at least I only watched one season. And Ozzy was kind of a bit of a dithery old man in it.
What am I squeezing a fucking dude for?
It was very entertaining. But other than that, I don't know anything about them. I'm really looking forward to this one. I've got the lyrics up as usual and they look very interesting. Lots of great imagery. There's lots of really interesting lines and metaphors that have been used. Love it. I have also chosen a live version of it. I'm not going to lie, as a singer, I haven't heard anything of Ozzy that I thought was particularly good. But I am aware that anything I've heard of him has been much later in his career, when he's perhaps been on medication for things and his health's not been great. So I'm willing to believe that the vocals on this are going to be pretty good. But let's dip in. Let's dip in.
We're in a number now called War Pigs. It's a number 5 new LP. Hope you like it. Thank you.
Not a word. I heard War Pigs. You're actually quite handsome when you're done.
Gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. In the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. Say, where are you going?
Okay. I really like it so far. I really love performances that feel a little bit more raw, rough around the edges, a little bit like they are at the start of their career. I don't know where this is in Black Sabbath's career, but it does feel quite feral and raw, and I love that. I also think with Ozzy's voice, it feels very untrained, but that's not a bad thing always. I think some people get it in their brain that being an untrained voice makes you less or so, and being trained makes you better than, and being self-taught can be something that's really impressive. All of those things can be both untrue and true at the same time. This vocal feels like a performance. The performance comes first, the performance is more important, the getting the lyrics across and being a force on stage feels way more important than a great vocal performance, and I am 100% here for it. 100% here for it. The first verse, generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses, evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's destruction. It all feels very dark. I think, I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying that Black Sabbath were some of the first metal bands to be doing things like this, to be having really sort of satanic lyrics. I like the energy that's going on. Let's keep going. Love that. Feral Ozzy. Love it.
Politicians hide themselves away. They only started their own war.
That was nice.
People just like boys in chairs. Wait till the judgment day comes. Yeah. Running like a sheep in field. People blowing out their minds. Say that you got you there. I know it now. Say you're gonna run the end. Yeah.
Okay, hang on. One of the things I always had to say about Ozzy, and granted, as I said, I've only really been aware of Ozzy towards the end of his career. I know his career's not ended yet, before anyone comes for me, Jesus Christ. And I always heard him using very wide, nasally mask sounds to sing. So it was a lot of this. Pretty. Whereas in this, it all feels very long in the vowels, it all feels very open, it feels very belty. I like as well that little slight quiver he does on the end of the phrase for when he says war. They only started the war. I like that little thing, because I've never heard Ozzy do stuff like that. Again, there's something untamed and a bit wild about it, and I love that. It's authentic. I think it's interesting to me that a lot of metal that I've listened to that is more modern is, to me, feels like maths. Like, it's like equations. Whereas some of this old stuff is just completely wild and untamed, but it's still in the same genre. I kind of love that. When did that switch happen? Like, when did metal, I realise that this is very early, when did metal become less like this and more about expressing an equation that you're really passionate about? When did that happen? Interesting. I don't know the answer. Do you know the answer? Let's keep going. living his best life. I love these little breakdowns. I think they're important.
On the scene of Beast appears, Taylor's falling at his knees. He sends our hero fire, casts the priest into the fire. Praise for all bad sinners. What's meeting dead rats in the saying where you go? Through black masses people go. Oh Lord, yeah.
Yeah, that "Oh Lord, yeah." Oh Lord, yeah. It's reminding me of someone and I can't for the life of me. This is Dave Mustaine and Beetlejuice all over again. Oh Lord, yeah. That's going to really bother me. I'm going to have to find out. Bear with me. I've got it. I've got it. It is Dave Mustaine and Beetlejuice all over again, except this time I'm not about to say that Ozzy sounds like a Broadway singer. Ozzy sounds very raw here. There is a tiny bit of squall. His vibrato is very, very, very subtle. And that's obviously, I think, because he's not quite in control of it. Again, nothing wrong with that. Very long vowels. There's also a little bit of a shouty quality to what he's doing. There is... Oh, God. I'm aging myself beautifully here. My brother was a big, I guess he was a metalhead. He liked a lot of rock music, and he played a band I remember a lot at one point in our lives. It was a band called The Hives. Ozzy and the lead singer of The Hives. I would love to know if he is inspired by early Ozzy, because he definitely sounds like him. Yeah, it's very bluesy. It's shouty, it's making a statement. I really like it. I think I like Ozzy's early voice than I do his voice as it grew and it evolved. Kind of like the Zakk Wylde thing. Zakk Wylde's voice when his career first started and he was in Pride and Glory, his voice was phenomenal. A great command of melisma, a great command of squall, a great command of vibrato, like a really fabulous voice. As Zakk Wylde's career's gone on, and he's gotten a little older, and of course he's had things happen in his life, as all singers do, his voice is definitely not what it used to be, and I actually don't mind so much Zack's voice now. It's obviously not as good as it was, but sometimes when I hear Ozzy, like when Levi plays Ozzy, I'm like old Ozzy, I'm like, what the f*** is this? Who is this old witch that's singing in the background? Yeah, early Ozzy, I will take early Ozzy. Let's keep going. Love switching dynamics, love. I love the double jumper. Needle. I like this part of the song. great.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay. Several things. Let's get them out before I completely forget it. Yeah. I really love the evolution at the end of that track. I always like when acts take a song from one end of a feeling, of a vibe, and they go through the evolution and it comes out the other end as something new. I always do think as well, if you've got a super long song, there's something nice about changing up the harmony or the riff towards the end that just freshens your ears up a little bit so it doesn't feel as repetitive. It's kind of like Derek and the Dominoes, Layla. Da 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 da. We're used to hearing that the whole way through the song, and then Layla the whole way through. But then when it gets to that outro, it's like sunshine on a rainy day after you get to that point, because not that you don't want to hear that part of Layla anymore, but just having that extra bit that freshens you up a bit and lets you hear something else. There's something really beautiful about it, and it kind of does that a little bit in this, obviously not as severely. I really enjoyed Ozzy's vocals. They felt completely... He was having a great time. And whether or not he gave a vocal performance that was Grammy worthy was secondary to being a great performer. And I support it. I absolutely support it. I really like... I mean, it's 70s. It's a 70s recording. It's a live recording. I do love the sort of chaotic, muddy feel of things. But then I think because being a soul musician, being a soul singer means that a lot of the music that I love, that I grew up on, I'm definitely going to love more than, like I say, more newer metal. I do find it to be more angular and more sort of like... It's fractions. Yeah, this is really interesting. I would love to know when this is in the Black Sabbath evolution, in the history of Black Sabbath. But I really enjoyed it. There you go. I started the video being like, if I don't like this, please calm down. But I did like it. There is going to be stuff that I don't like. What do you guys think? What do you think about the idea of metal once being something far more chaotic, and now it's organised chaos? What do you think about that? Do you think there was a switch? Do you even think that that's the case? What do you think about Black Sabbath? Do you enjoy Ozzy's voice now? I know that he's still making music, health permitting. What do you think about the Black Sabbath evolution? Do you think that this was the heyday of Black Sabbath? Do you think there's more to come that's better? Let me know in the comment sections, and as always, my dudes, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to fighting people in the comment section. Go forth, have a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Aloha!